Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Samantha Deloche, your modeling pharmacist, and I've had this YouTube channel for a while, but I have not been utilizing it like I should, and so I need more people to know me. Basically, I just left a very empowering conference in Greensboro, North Carolina for the weekend, so I'm actually driving back from the conference to Charlotte, my hometown, and I said I'm going to use this time to talk and create a video that I can upload and hopefully get some more subscribers and followers, and just kind of share some nuggets from the weekend, as well as kind of where I am on my journey. So forgive me for not looking directly at the camera the whole time, but I gotta look at the road. I'm on I-85 for those who are familiar with that interstate. So one of the biggest takeaways is I am a motivational speaker. So this conference was helping me to learn how to turn my words to wealth, because we all have gifts that we were born with, skills, talents, but a lot of times we don't use them or maximize them, or we feel like we have to be humble about it, and we don't want to name our price or demand what we're worth. And so I don't want to be that way anymore. I'm ready to, walk into my gift and be paid accordingly. So I have to promote. Promotion is the biggest thing that I have not been doing enough of or consistently. And so I plan on doing more promotion and, get my face out there, just share information. And
in half a mile, keep left to stay on I-85 South.
So you'll hear my GPS, I guess, occasionally talking too. But I just want to definitely do more promoting, because people don't know what you have to offer if you're not promoting it. So I definitely want to promote more. I also want to talk about someone brought up as a question during the event, like, how do you juggle both, like being a full-time employee and trying to build your business in motivational speaking, inspirational speaking? Like, how do you do both? And the mastermind behind this weekend, Odell Bazell, and Stan Pearson was with him as well. Odell said that we need to make a date with yourself weekly, at least 3 hours a week. And that's where you go over your plan of what you have going on, because many people want to quit their job so soon. And the key thing is to let your job finance your business. So if you can still work full time and then get paid thousands of dollars on the side doing something else, why not? So as you all know, I'm a full-time pharmacist. For those who don't know, that's what I do full time. And I actually have a part-time pharmacy job that I've recently done to help fund my traveling, because I like to travel and traveling can be expensive. So I want to also ideally get rid of having any kind of part-time jobs and let it just be me working for myself part-time until I can work for myself full-time as a pharmacist, consultant, or just a motivational speaker, model, whatever, I would rather do that. So you might want to know, like, how did I come up with modeling pharmacist? Well, I was always good in science, but growing up, I didn't have much self-confidence, and I was always told that you look like a model. People would literally come to me in the mall or public places and say, wow, you look like you could be a model. But I just didn't have the means financially to pursue that. So after I got older, got a career in pharmacy, I went back to pursuing it, because I felt like originally, well, you're a pharmacist now, why are you going back to modeling? There's no need. But I always still had that passion and that desire for modeling. And then I think a lot of times we think modeling is how you look physically, how you dress, how you look, but it's not, in my opinion, about the outside. It's about your mindset. So therefore I've created the model mindset. For me, is the mission of daily excellent living. So how are you living your life? What choices are you making daily to live your best life? So that's like my anchor or my main thing, but I have other things that stem from that. I recently got certified as an etiquette consultant, so I can do workshops and seminars on etiquette. I also like, STEM, that's the science, technology, engineering, mathematics. I feel like it's important that women, in particular, black women, or brown and black women, and young girls especially, know that there's a place for them in science, and that science is important, and we need to see more of our faces in that area. So I like speaking on that. I also believe in motivation, leadership, just encouraging, and with Black History on the Rise, I have a series that I plan on doing on Black History, where I compare Coretta Scott King and Betty Shabazz, the wives or the widows of two very prominent and famous civil rights leaders, Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. So I want to do from tragedy to triumph. That's what I plan on speaking. So I'm actually actively accepting bookings on that for the month of February and even into March, because March is Women's Leadership Month, or Women's History Month, and so I want to do a lot of work in that. So I plan on really hitting February and March hard. And you're thinking, hey, it's only October. Yes, but you got to plan ahead. You got to be thinking about next year. You can't wait for that month to arrive and then have a plan. You got to already have it planned out so that way you can execute. So that's what I'm in the process of doing. And I'm also going to start doing more vlogs or videos like this to talk about, just various topics of things I've learned or things I know, to offer encouragement, and as well as travel, because I do travel to a lot of different countries and places. I went on a medical missionary trip this past summer to Nigeria, Sepali, Nigeria, and that was fun. It had its challenging moments with the food portion, because I'm a picky eater, but I enjoyed that. And then I also have a big trip that's coming up this month. I don't want to tell you what it is just yet, but I may come on and do a video about it. But I do plan on vlogging the entire time I'm on this trip, and I'm going to share a lot of where I went, what I did, and just do a lot of videos. So I know that's going to be a lot of content, because the trip is coming up this month, October 17th through the November 1st. So I'm going for 2 weeks. But again, I'm not going to share where I'm going just yet. But I'm really excited about that one. And it's going to be a solo trip as well. So I'm excited about that. And so yeah, I got a lot of things in the pipeline. I have a lot of things that I'm trying to do. Of course, I have my motivational speaking. I have my coaching. If you need accountability, I want to help people in those areas. And I also have a t-shirt business, t-shirt and apparel, and that's shopwithsamanthad.com through Etsy. So I would love for people to check that out. Got a lot of cool hoodies and t-shirts and things that I think you would like to add to your wardrobe. So definitely check that out as well. I'm trying to think back to the conference, because that's what I originally started talking about, was the conference. What I learned that you gotta be willing to be uncomfortable sometimes, and that means financially, just stretching yourself, putting yourself in new environments where you can grow, put yourself in situations where you can meet people, so you can qualify, congregate, and collaborate. That was some of the key things that Odell brought up. And qualifying means that you ask questions. You find out, what it is your market is looking for. Then you congregate, bring them all together. You share some information that will benefit them. Then collaborate. Make an offer them something, and hopefully they'll want it, they'll accept it. But if not, you move on to the next person. So that's what I plan on doing a lot of this fall, because even though this is the last quarter, we got 3 more months in this year, I'm a firm believer that a lot can happen in a little bit of time. I believe God can make a miracle happen. I believe I can still make right contacts. I still believe I can sign contracts and, do what's necessary to take Samantha Deloach, Pharmacist, that brand to the next level. Because I am the brand. I am the gift, if you will. And I know I have a lot to offer. A lot of expertise in various areas and fields. And I'm, ready to share the information. I'm ready to put it out there. So if you're still listening to the video at this point, I want to thank you. And I just encourage you to like, follow, tag, share, but to stay tuned, because I have a lot that I plan on doing. And it's going to be an enjoyable ride. You're going to watch me build my brand. You're going to watch me do what I say that I'm going to do. Many people talk about stuff, but when it comes down to action, they fall short. They allow life to happen. They don't stay consistent. They don't stay disciplined. Another good quote he said was that successful people are obsessed and they're consistent. And when you say obsessed, a lot of times people think of it as in a bad way or a negative way. But obsessed just means that this is something that you really care about, and that's what you think about. That's what you're, dealing with, on a daily basis. A lot of people say they want to be successful, but they don't put time practicing what they want to do. And that's another thing. He says successful people, they practice and they promote more than they actually perform. So you need to be taking time to perfect your craft, practice your craft. So that's why I'm doing these videos now, because if I want to get paid to speak, which is what I ultimately want to do full time, I need to be practicing speaking, talking to myself, interviewing myself, excuse me, having conversations with myself. And so when I get in those situations, it's not unfamiliar for me. My body will know what to do. My mind will know how to speak, and I'll be in alignment because I've been putting in the effort, practicing, preparing, and promoting myself. So when it's time to perform, when they say action, then I'm ready. When they hand me the mic, I'm going to be ready because I put in the time. And so we have to put our actions and what we say we want, we got to do the work behind it. Because a lot of times we say we want stuff, but we don't really want it that bad. And I had to check my own self, because I would say that I want something, but then I had to look at what I was doing. If what you say you want and what you're doing is not lining up, then there's a lie somewhere. Something's not adding up. So you want your words and your actions to meet up. It needs to intersect. It needs to connect. Because, faith without works is dead. No matter what you say you want, if you're not willing to do the work, then 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get it. And I love this quote. It's from Miles Monroe, the late Miles Monroe. It is, what's the richest place on earth? And the answer is the cemetery or the graveyard, because there are a lot of people who die with their potential, their gifts, their dreams. They die with it on the inside. They never took the time to nourish it, grow, get with people who can help take them to the next level. They just, that'll never work. Or they allow family or friends or naysayers, people who not doing nothing anyway, to talk them out of what they could have done. Excuse me. Or they allow the fear of failure to stop them. And you can't do that because, it may not work out, but guess what? Maybe it will. And so a lot of times we let the negativity stop us instead of erring on the side of positivity. Like, stuff doesn't always work out right, but we have to still be optimistic about the things that could turn out right. So I choose to believe the glass is half full instead of half empty. Or I choose to believe that, I'm grateful to even have a glass. So we just got to learn how to just look at things from a more positive mindset, because everything starts in your mindset. So if you have a negative mindset or just pessimistic overall, then you're going to get those kind of results. So I choose to think and believe on a more positive mindset. I believe in Samantha Deloach. I believe in my brand, Pharmacist. I believe that I can have what I say I can have. My goal that I've made for myself, that I'm publicly saying this weekend, is that ideally I would like to be able to retire from work as I am doing it now by the age of 45. That would be a great 45th birthday to myself if I could be a full-time working employer of Samantha Deloge Marlin Pharmacist, CEO, and chief operating officer, all of that, millionaire, all of that by 45. And I believe it's doable, but I gotta do the work to get there. I just can't say, I want to be a full-time entrepreneur working for myself in my own company by 45, and here I am currently 41, and I'm not doing anything to get there. So I gotta do the work if I want that to happen. So this is a part of the journey. Another thing Odell challenged us to do was to do a video once a week for YouTube. Do a video once a week, or do some type of webinar or some type of class, do something live on social media once a week. And it makes sense. Is it a lot of work? Yes, but it's necessary, because how can more people know me if I'm not doing anything to get known by? So you have to put in the work and the time and the effort, because think about it, all the big brands like Nike, Apple, whoever else, Amazon, they're promoting. Even Fashion Nova, they're promoting. They're sending out text messages, they're putting on commercials, they're doing stuff daily, not just weekly, but they're doing stuff daily to promote themselves and promote their brands. And guess what? We all know people who utilize all those products, So if you want to be known, more people need to know you, then you gotta be willing to market yourself. You gotta be willing to promote yourself. And I used to be afraid to promote myself, because I think people would be like, well, who she thinks she is, or what in the world, nobody wants to hear that. Well, guess what? If you don't want to hear it, don't want to know about it, excuse me, then unfollow. You don't have to follow. You don't have to comment. I'm not forcing anybody. But for those who see my value, who want to come into my world, then, hey, I'm willing to bring you in. I'm willing to do my part with what I have. Do I have it all together? Absolutely not. I'm a work in progress. There's a lot of challenges that I have, things I'm working through. But guess what? I'm going to get it done, because my test will be a testimony. My trials will one day be triumphs. And so you just got to be consistent. You got to be consistent, because we don't know how close we are to our breakthrough. And it only takes one person. We don't need a million people to like us. We just need one person who has the ability to help us get to the next level. And that's another thing that he talked about, was that, we need to have a message. That's what all a speaker in essence needs, is they need a message, and then they need an audience. But more specifically, they need an audience that's willing to pay them. So I have my message, but I just need to get in front of the right audience, get in front of the people who can, help me, go to the next level. Because let's just face it, people value stuff that they have to invest in. If you give away something for free, people are not going to value it as much. They're not going to appreciate it. They're not going to appreciate it as much. But if they have to make an investment, then they will more than likely value it more and appreciate it more. And I'm going to also, work on in the near future writing me an actual book, a hardback book. I have e-guides that I've written, but I don't have an actual book. And so I want to work on that for 2023, writing an actual book and get it published. Because, and he said this too, it's a funny quote that Odell said, that people don't normally buy books to read them. I know that may be hard to believe, but a lot of people buy books. And you can even check your own library of books at your house or apartment or wherever you live. How many of the books that you bought do you actually read from cover to cover? Now, there are some people who do like to read books. I like to read books, but life has had it where I've been so busy that I don't get to read for recreation like I would like to. But many people buy books, or people write books because they want people to read them, and that's true. But many people should write books because people buy books. So whether they read them or not, people actually buy books, and people don't really throw books away. They keep them because at some point they do want to read them, or they want to have it there if they decide to read it. So write a book that has value But don't be shocked or hurt if nobody reads it, or at least not right away. You just go ahead and write it, especially if it lines up with your business model or what you have going on, because people, they buy books. They may not necessarily read them, but they buy them. And so I wanna actually read books, and I want to write books that can be read at whatever time the person chooses to read them. So that's that. And sorry for all this coughing. My throat's a little dry, I guess, from all this talking I'm doing, all the talking I've done all weekend. But something else that Odell shared, and hopefully he doesn't mind me sharing, is that the game is rigged, y'all. The game of life is rigged. A lot of stuff that we see is smokes and mirrors, and money controls a lot of what we see. A lot of people pay for their promo spots. They pay to be on these talk shows. They pay to get on these news stations. They pay to get on the radio stations. So a lot of people who are popular are not necessarily the most talented, but they know how to promote. They have a good team behind them that's helping them promote, helping them market, helping them brand, helping to make the videos, helping to do the wardrobe, the photo shoots, So basically, whoever said that you don't need money to make money, they lied, because you do. It costs to have these workshops and to be in these positions, to be promoted. Advertising, marketing, that's all expensive, So don't be shocked or don't be upset with how things are. Just, like they said, if you can't beat them, join them, If you want to get to the next level, you got to be willing to invest in yourself. Everything can't be free. And so if you have this free mindset, or somebody's just going to discover me because I'm good, then you're going to be waiting to be discovered for a long time, because I bought into that hype for a while. I figured, I'm a good motivational speaker. I'm a positive person. I'm fairly attractive. It should be easy for me to get my word out and get myself out there. But guess what? Here it is. Samantha's been working at this for a good 5 years now. These past 3 have been more consistent, but at least 5 years I've been working, and not many more people know me than already know me. Even my social media hasn't grown like I would like it to grow, but I have not been promoting myself consistently, and then I have not been providing value. And so I have to do a check, or if you see where something's not working or you're not getting the results you want, then you got to reevaluate. You got to do a revamp, do a meeting, have a call to meeting to Jesus. That's what they call it. Come to Jesus meeting. That's the word I'm looking for. And say, hey, if this is not working, then I need to change and revamp, and I need to do what does work. So don't be afraid to invest in yourself. I've been doing a lot of that lately. And if you notice where you invest in a situation and the person didn't help you like you needed, then don't be afraid to cut those ties, because I have gotten help from people, and they did paint a beautiful picture in the beginning, but when it came down to it, I was doing the majority of the work, which is expected. This is my dream. But I was paying them for help that they weren't really providing. So after my contract terms were up, I left that situation, because if I'm paying you to do such and such, whatever it is, then I expect you to do it. And if you're doing what I can do, then that ain't gonna help me. I need you to be doing stuff for me that I can't necessarily do. If you're the expert in this area, then be the expert. So you do have to vet out who you're getting help from, and then make sure that they're worth what they're asking for, because a lot of people are asking for money, but they really are not their worth. They're not providing the value that they say they're providing. And for me personally, when I do start actually getting out there like I want to, I want people to realize that it ain't gonna be free to work with me, but also I want them to get the value. I want them to thank me even though they're paying me. I want them to thank me and feel like it's worth it, because I want to offer value. I don't ever want to be a person who's just after collecting money and not changing lives. I don't believe you should give away business for free, and that was talked about this weekend too. Because if you give away everything for free, then you'll be broke. Because people don't have a problem with taking. This world has givers and takers. But you got to be willing to set your price, but make sure that you're offering the value for what the price is. Don't charge somebody $500 if you're not giving them $500 value or even more than that. And people pay for what they want. Don't be fooled. Don't let people kind of try to guilt trip you into charging less or doing stuff for free or discount, because they'll buy, the Louis Vuitton bags. They'll get their hair done. They'll do whatever they want to do, and with no problem, with no issue. So people have money for what they want to have money for. So if you don't want to pay me what I'm worth, then go somewhere else. Like if somebody says, you're a whole lot, well then go find less. But the price is the price, because, and that's another thing that I like that they brought up this weekend, was that even if people don't like you, if you got something good out there, they can't deny it, because people will lie in public but tell the truth in private. So a lot of people will say one thing to you or to the world, but then behind closed doors is a different story. So don't believe everything people post or people say, because people will lie in public but tell the truth in private. And it was just so many good quotes and nuggets that they shared all weekend. Like, life is short at its longest. Our life is, I don't have my notes out where I can read it to you, but basically life is short. Even at its longest, life is short. So we don't have as much time as we think. We have to be very, very mindful of that. The time is passing. Like the fact that we're already in the last quarter of 2022 and we're about to be in 2023. Time is moving. So if it's something you want to do, it's something that you're passionate about, then you really need to get on it. Stop worrying about what your mama and daddy and your family and friends are saying or whoever, and just do it. If it's something you're passionate about, something you want to make happen, go ahead and try it out. Is it going to be perfect? No, but you need to do it, because time waits on no one. And time is going to go by anyway. So if you want to go back to school, go back to school. If you want to start that business, start the business. If you want to write that book, write the book. Want to start that blog or that podcast or that YouTube channel, start it. If you started something and you fell off, go back to it, pick it up, try it again. Because each time you're going to get better, because you're not starting from ground zero, you're starting from experience now. And don't be afraid to pay people. Don't just pay anybody. Check them out. Make sure they're telling the truth and they got the receipts to prove what they're trying to sell you. But don't be afraid to invest in yourself, because everything can't be free. You got to put some time and money in if you want to go to the next level, And I know I definitely want to go to the next level. I do want to work for myself. So I got to do what's necessary. So I'm almost at 28 minutes of talking. And so I hope you got some nuggets from what I shared. Again, like, comment, share, follow, subscribe, and put some comments below. Some things you can put in, or questions you can ask. If you got a question for me in particular that you want to know about, as far as maybe business tips or some quick advice, or if you got some suggestions of what my next video could be about, if you have some suggestions or ideas of where my trip is going to be at the end of the month, share all that in the comments. Or if you have some ideas of a place that I should visit, then share that in the comments as well. And if you liked the video, let me know. If you didn't, you don't have to necessarily tell me. You can just keep it moving. There's no need to be negative, because I wouldn't take time to go to your page and type something negative either. So I don't want any negative energy, negative vibes. Not saying you gotta like everything somebody does, but you can save the negative comments, because I probably will delete them anyway. So as soon as I see it, I'll delete it, because I'm on a positive vibe kick, positive energy. That's where I'm at. That's where I want to stay. So anyhow, hopefully you enjoy the video. Yep, now I'm almost at 30 minutes. Wow. But I like talking, so that's not hard for me to do. So hopefully this will be a rebirth of my YouTube channel, Samantha the Little Smiling Pharmacist. And just stay tuned, because I got a lot of things that I'm planning, that I got in the works, that I plan on doing. And they will come into fruition, and we can always look back at this video and say, I remember on October 2nd, you were driving back from Greensboro, and you were doing a video, and you said ... And here, look at you, so many months later, so many years later, and it actually happened. Yeah, because I did the work. And whatever you want can happen too if you do the work. So I'm signing off. Look forward to seeing the next video. Subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.